The commotion that erupted within HYBE that morning was not just an ordinary incident. One of the most central figures of BTS, Park Jimin, suddenly disappeared ahead of an important schedule, without notice, without signal, without a trace. In just minutes, the professional atmosphere inside HYBE's grand building turned tense. What made Jimin disappear without a message? Why did Jungkook act first, even before management took any steps? Everything started on a morning that was supposed to run normally. The entire production and management team had prepared for the final rehearsal of a special event scheduled to be broadcast worldwide. BTS was set to perform with a live hybrid concept involving visuals and narrative storytelling, an ambitious project expected to showcase the emotional depth and musicality of the members. However, while all other members were already present at the rehearsal location, one figure never showed up. Park Jimin, AT first. Some staff assumed he was just late. But 5, 10, even 20 minutes passed, and not a single message, call, or notification came from Jimin. His phone was off. Messages through the internal Weverse artist platform went unread. Silence. For a professional artist of Jimin's caliber, this was highly unusual. Amid the confusion and growing panic in the rehearsal room, Jungkook stood from his seat, paused his practice, and said simply, "Let me find him." He didn't wait for permission from managers or producers. Within minutes, he was already speeding out of the HYBE building in his personal vehicle. Some eyewitnesses reported that Jungkook's expression was very serious. He even seemed overcome with worry. What made Jungkook react so quickly? Did he know something management didn't? Around 2 hours after Jungkook's departure, one HYBE staff member found a small slip of paper in the corner of the rehearsal room, near the piano Jimin usually used to write music. Jimin's handwriting was clearly visible. "I need time. Don't look for me. This isn't about work." Once the note was found, HYBE's internal alarm system was triggered. Security began reviewing CCTV footage, identifying vehicles that Jimin might have used, and even tried to reach out to family members directly. But not a single clue led to Jimin's whereabouts. While HYBE management worked systematically, Jungkook seemed to rely on something more personal: instinct, or perhaps emotional closeness. For hours, his whereabouts were unknown. He didn't answer calls from the office and was reportedly seen stopping by several locations meaningful to both him and Jimin. One of them was a small studio on the banks of the Han River, a place where they often practiced during BTS's early days. Finally, about 5 hours after the incident began, Jungkook returned to the HYBE building, walked calmly into the managerial room, and said briefly, "He's okay. He just needs time alone." Questions came flooding in. Where is Jimin? Why did he leave? What did Jungkook say? But no full answers were given. Jungkook only smiled slightly and said, "If he wants to write, that's where he goes." For HYBE internal staff, this moment served as a painful yet important reminder. Idols, no matter how professional, are still human. They too can feel exhausted, overwhelmed, and need space. Regardless of how dazzling the world around them may be, the incident quickly spread through fan communities. Hashtags like #WhereIsJimin and #Jungkook to the rescue became global trending topics. Speculations arose. Some said Jimin might be emotionally exhausted after an intense schedule. Others claimed he was working on a personal project and disappearing was part of his creative process. A few fans even suspected that Jimin's disappearance was part of a planned narrative for a major release, possibly an emotional duet with Jungkook. A noteworthy comment came from an internal production staff member who chose to remain anonymous. They stated that the small studio where Jimin was found is now temporarily closed, possibly for very personal recording production. Many suspect a new song themed Lost and Found is in the works. One leaked document even showed Jimin's handwritten note, "Lost and Found." Whatever happened that day, Jungkook's reaction became the focus of many. He didn't just show initiative, but also deep concern and empathy, a quality rarely shown publicly by top artists amid a packed schedule. The relationship between Jimin and Jungkook came into focus again, not just as fan interpretation, but as a real reflection of mutual understanding and emotional connection. Emotional comments flooded social media. Jungkook knew where to find Jimin. He knew when to speak, when to stay silent. He's not just a teammate, he's home. To this day, HYBE has not released an official statement, but internal sources say psychological support and counseling for their artists will be strengthened going forward. This step is believed to be a direct response to the incident. Meanwhile, fans continue to send support through social media and fan art, many depicting Jungkook reaching out for Jimin's hand in the middle of an empty field with the quote, "You found me when I was lost." This incident may pass like other news. But for those who followed the story from the beginning, the day Jimin went missing and Jungkook went searching will always serve as a reminder. Behind the glittering stage and pressures of the entertainment industry, there exists a bond that cannot be bought by contracts or popularity, a bond built only by time, understanding, and genuine affection. Sometimes, we don't need words to be understood. Sometimes, just being there is enough. For Jimin, for Jungkook, and for anyone who's ever felt lost and eventually found. But now, after the panic storm has subsided, a much bigger question arises than just, where did Jimin go? Or, what really happened behind the sudden departure? A question that tests not only public trust in the artist and agency, but also in the truth of the information itself. Did Jimin's disappearance and Jungkook's heroic act really happen? Or is this all a structured narrative intentionally crafted to generate attention, sympathy, and, ultimately, massive social media exposure? We can't deny that in today's digital era, anything can go viral, even before official clarification is made. Some sources say the event stemmed from an anonymous whistleblower on Twitter. There's even a short TikTok video detailing the disappearance of Jimin, with highly emotional narration, complete with clips of Jungkook hurrying. On YouTube, theories are starting to emerge, calling the event a PR stunt wrapped in a personal story. But is that really the case? Or are we just reading and watching what we want to believe? If we look objectively, many elements of this story do feel dramatic, even cinematic. A major artist vanishes mysteriously. A teammate immediately takes action. A handwritten letter suggesting inner turmoil. A secret nostalgic location. And, of course, a rescue moment that ends in emotional understanding. Did I S it all too perfect to be real? Or too real that we're unprepared to believe it? Some fans consider this a rare human moment, when an idol shows vulnerability and his teammate shows courage, without a stage, without a spotlight. But others express doubt. Why is there no strong visual documentation? Why no official statement from HYBE? Why are the circulating details coming from unverified social media sources? It's important to remember, the widely spread information currently comes from various unofficial platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and some fan accounts known to twist facts for sensation. Some of these accounts have even spread false rumors before. So, are we falling victim to clever narrative engineering? On the other hand, it's also very possible that HYBE chose not to release a statement in order to protect Jimin's privacy. If he truly experienced mental fatigue or emotional pressure, then silence could be a form of respect. But again, this is just speculation. Until now, HYBE has neither confirmed nor denied anything. No press release, no clarification through official channels, not even a short announcement on Weverse. This ambiguity is what splits the public between believers and skeptics. That's why we invite you, the readers, to think more deeply. Why are we so quick to believe a dramatic narrative without verification? Is it because the story touches our emotions? Or because we want to believe Jimin and Jungkook's bond is that deep? If this information proves untrue, who benefits? And who loses? Keep in mind, in the entertainment industry, attention is currency. Every trending topic, every viral fan art, every theory discussed in Twitter threads holds value. The lines between fact and fiction can blur. Sometimes, a story too good not to believe is accepted as emotional truth, even if not factually confirmed. Are we witnessing the vulnerable moment of a global star? Or being led by a sophisticated marketing scenario? Is this a distraction? Or the first step in a collaborative project promo? It's time we ask ourselves, how far are we willing to question a heart-touching narrative? Are we willing to look behind the scenes rather than accept a neatly packaged story? We are not in a position to say this story is entirely true or entirely a hoax. But one thing is certain, truth needs to be verified, not worshipped. As audiences and fans, we have a responsibility to keep our reason critical, even as our emotions are invited to soar.